It's time to cash out those tickets and vent those frustrations. Parlays, payouts, and the wagering woes is on the air with your hosts, Robert Phillips and Bryson Granstra. Now enjoy the show, or don't care as long as you listen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Parlays, Payout, No Wagering Woes. I'm your host, Robert Phillips, along with my co-host, Bryson Granstra. Bryson, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
There we go. Finally, I think we finally kind of nailed an intro.
I think so. I think we're good. I think we're good now.
It's probably the closest we're ever going to come.
Yeah. We're never going to get perfection, so
we strive for it. The same as we do with our parlays.
We'll get there someday.
It's what started this podcast, but if only we could get back.
If only, you know.
So we'll start by reflecting off of last week, and I'm seeing we have a phone call right here.
Phone call?
Yeah, this is a first for us. One of our listeners, I guess. All right, looks like we got Peter from Quahog, Rhode Island. Is that right? Peter, you're live. What's on your mind, Peter?
Hey, Bryson. Hey, Robert. Big fan of the show, mostly because it helps me feel better about my terrible gambling decisions. Speaking of which, I'm going to talk about Sunday. You guys, I did the unthinkable. I listened to you guys, and I bet on the Jets to win.
Oh, well, Peter, I'm so sorry. That's
No, don't even say it. I already know. It's like picking the Jets is like deciding to take Meg to a Father Got a Dance. You already know it's not going to end well, but you do it anyway because you think, hey, maybe this time it'll be different. Spoiler alert, it wasn't any different.
So what went wrong for you, Peter? Was it the offense? Was it the defense?
It was everything. The offense couldn't score if they had a $20 bill taped to their helmets at a strip club. The defense, they look like they were playing duck, duck, goose out there. And don't get me started on the coaching. I've seen better game plans from you, Robert, coaching little girl flag football out there.
Peter, that's not very nice. How much did you lose?
Listen, never bet on the Jets. You'd have a better chance betting on one of us to win a Father of the Year award. And trust me, that's never happening. All right, I'm out. Love the show. Keep doing what you're doing. Someone please tell the Jets to stop breaking hearts.
All right, Peter, we'll see what we can do. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man. Wow, Peter's rough.
Man, I'm sorry, Peter. We can't win them all, you know?
God, dang, I know the Jets.
We did also have a voicemail here. Two of them, I guess. I'll play the first one.
Bryson and Robert, Kamala Harris here. So I bombed in the election and you bombed in your parlay. The difference. I have millions of supporters picking me up. Y'all just have each other and some empty wallets. Better luck next time, boys.
That's not very nice.
It's not very nice at all, ma'am.
She's a fucking loser just like we are.
Yeah.
And then here's the last voicemail we got. We must not have had a lot of listeners last week.
Oh, bother. Hello, this is Winnie the Pooh. I just wanted to let you know that I'm all out of honey. And it's not because of my usual snacky snacks. No, it's because I followed your parlays this weekend. You said it was a sure thing. And now my honey jars are as empty as Eeyore's optimism. Oh dear. If you could spare a pot or two, or perhaps a better pick next week, that would be ever so helpful. All right, toodaloo for now. And please, no more advice about the Jets. Bother. Click.
Man.
He was so mad that he actually didn't hang up the phone. He said click.
Man, yeah. Wow. We're steering people from all walks of life wrong. So we really got to get our shit together.
I didn't even know some of these people were real, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think I didn't realize that Winnie the Pooh was a degenerate gambler like you and me. So
I think it's reaching everyone. Where is Winnie the Pooh from?
I want to say Sherwood Forest, but I think that's Robin Hood.
Yeah, I do think they just legalized it there.
I could see that.
So if you are from there, go ahead and use our promo code.
We'll lose money together.
Yeah. And should we go ahead and move right into next week then, or this current week, I guess?
Yeah, let's move on. We're done with Jets. We're done with all that. Let's move on. Bigger and better things.
All right. See, we will start right off with Thursday night football, where we have the Steelers and the Browns. There we go. The Steelers and the Browns. So we got the Steelers at Cleveland. We have the Pittsburgh win by 3.5 points, an over-under of 36.5. What do you think?
I mean, I guess kind of surprisingly, but Pittsburgh's one of the top teams in the NFL right now. So yeah, Pittsburgh, one of the best teams in the NFL. And I don't think anybody saw that coming. I think a lot of people were projecting them to maybe miss the playoffs this year. And the Browns are terrible. Besides the fact this is a division game, the Steelers are going to win. So
Terrible but exciting with Jameis Winston.
yeah, I guess you never know what you can get. I mean, maybe Winston has like one of those Jameis Winston games, but I think he's going to have one of those Jameis Winston games going the other way.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of interceptions. I do think it'll end up being at the end closer than it actually was.
Some garbage time touchdown.
Yeah. Maybe even like something at the end where they get within 4. I do think they'll somehow cover.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, Pittsburgh's definitely they're just a better team. They're probably the third best team in the AFC right now. So,
What are the Browns, by the way?
what are they named after?
Yeah, they're just a color.
Yeah, they're named after Paul Brown. Paul Brown named his
I
team.
thought it was like the Crayola. Like,
No, they're
I was
named
like,
after
how do the fans get behind that?
No, their old coach
Bro.
is named a team after himself, basically. And then he actually got fired from the Browns. Yeah, fired or left. And then he was so angry about it, he created the Bengals. And if that's why the Bengals and the Browns have the exact same like uniform color, because he basically was just so angry that he created the Bengals. Little history lesson.
Yeah, in the end, I think the Steelers win because they're the Steelers. I think the Browns lose because they're the Browns. And that's
Fair
that's
enough.
pretty
Simple.
much-
I mean,
that's my
all
analysis.
that you said, you could probably cut it down to that, but yeah, because the Steelers and the Browns are going to lose because they're the Browns. That's what they do.
Yeah, we got the Steelers beating the Browns for our first one. All right, moving on. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. The Minnesota Vikings are 3.5 point favorites with an over under of 39.5. This is almost two teams going in opposite directions right here. The
Definitely.
Bears, who I thought they had no more heart. I thought it was over for them. I thought they were who's is it the Scarecrow in doesn't have a heart.
The Tin Man doesn't have a heart.
All right, I thought they were fucking tin mans.
Tin Men's.
They're men's of tin.
Yeah,
But recently they're coming alive again.
I don't see it that way. I think after last week, the Bears be the Bears, and the Bears do Bears things, and they find a way to lose. I think that after they've had 2 absolutely devastating losses this year,
Yeah, but
I don't think you come back from that. I think Minnesota wins pretty easily. I think there's no fight left in that team.
their
Is-
offense looked a lot.
Making
They're
claims,
Their offense looked a lot better last week.
yeah, but it's going to be the Vikings. It's going to be, I mean, I will be honest with you. I have never in my life ever sat down and watched a Minnesota Vikings versus Chicago Bears game. That sounds like torture.
That makes for horrible analysis.
I mean, I've watched them plenty of times play, just not against each other is what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Vikings, they're going to win. The Bears, I really think they got up for the Packers because that's their big rivalry.
That is their Viagra.
Yeah, I'm being honest. Like the Bears beating the Packers, that's their Super Bowl. And they fell short, typical Bear fashion. They're just not going to beat the Vikings this week.
All right. I'll go in on it with you. We'll go with the
Bears, get them out of here.
all right. Well, so far we have the Pittsburgh Steelers and we have the Minnesota Vikings. All right, next we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New York Jets. with the Buccaneers being 5.5-point favorites and an over/under of 41.5.
Yeah, I can't disappoint Winnie the Pooh again. I gotta go with Tampa. I mean, the Jets they just fired their GM.
Not the Jets. Did I say the Jets? Giants.
Giants. Okay, that's not as bad, but just as bad. They're just
with no more Danny Dimes.
Yeah. The Giants are another trash can. Tampa. I mean, Baker Mayfield is playing very, very well, so it's definitely going to be.
And I think I saw that Mike Evans might be back. Those two things, I do definitely think that the Giants will probably look better with Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Yeah, I mean, they probably would actually play better with Danny DeVito, like all 4-foot Danny DeVito. I mean,
what's the dude's name? Fucking the Giants' backup quarterback who's now their starter.
Oh, Danucci.
Can I tell you?
Danucci, I think it was his name. Yeah. I mean, the Daniel Jones experiment for Giants fans, they got to be happy that it's over.
Yeah, he will not play for the Giants again. That is done.
No, he's a career backup. I do think that Daniel Jones experiment over. Tampa's still going to win. Tampa. His playing ability.
So moving on, next we have the Patriots at the Dolphins. And I know that the answer should be the Dolphins, right? That's the obvious choice that the Dolphins win.
It's tough because I watched the Patriots last week and they looked okay. Drake May is
maybe Drake.
Making Drake. I mean, he's making plays. I just don't know how good Miami is. I mean, yeah, I guess I would go Miami. Probably.
Part of me wants to kind of say the Patriots get the upset.
No, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I could see that. Here's the thing. I would say the fact that the game's in Miami helps Miami out. If it was because I don't feel like New England's one of like the absolute worst teams. Like they're not going to make the playoffs this year, but they're not one of the worst. I don't know if the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs either, though.
All right, we'll go Dolphins.
We were right on a couple of our upsets last week, though.
Just I don't know. I could see that one for some reason. They are in fact pretty big underdogs.
The Dolphins are.
The Patriots are.
Yeah, I think I would probably still stick with the Dolphins. I think they have more explosive players.
But when the Patriots win, we're coming back to this moment next week.
Come back to this moment. Have at me.
All right.
Wow.
So next we got the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. The Texans are 7.5-point favorites, and over/under of 40.5. Man, not a lot of high-scoring games are predicted for this week, and so the Texans should obviously win this one.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't think of any scenario where Tennessee would win this.
So unless they just have a stinker. They kind of were going through a drought in the early part of the season, but I think they're kind of starting to get out of there, especially after whooping up on Dallas. But yeah, I would definitely
having Nico Collins back really opened up that offense. Another one of those parlays I believe I lost by 1 yard.
They'll get you. It always stings a little extra. It's a little extra knife turning in you.
All right, next we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. Stuttering like a little infection.
Got a little infection, a little
smallpox. I had a blanket on. I think I got smallpox from it.
Wow. It is in time for Thanksgiving. So
yeah, and I heard that a lot of that went around or is going around.
Smallpox? Yeah, it happens.
And give them.
I'm 33% Indian, so I can joke about this.
Native American.
I think when you're 25% or under, you have to say Native American. But once you hit that 30 or more threshold, you can say Indian. At least that's the standard that I'm going with.
I mean, well, that's all right. Moving on to football. We got the Cowboys at the Commanders. The Commanders are 10.5-point favorites.
Yes.
Over under 44.5. Obviously, the Commanders win this game. I don't think the Cowboys stay within this number either.
I think the Cowboys almost every single game this year are going to get blown out. It's going to be a bad season to be a Cowboys fan, and a great season for America just to watch Dallas get thrashed week in and week out. Whatever the over is, go for it, because they're just going to put up so many points. They're going to get Mike McCarthy out of there. I mean, Dallas is cheeks, brother. They're cheeks, and they don't have Dak there to put up any garbage time touchdowns anymore to make them look halfway respectable. They're done.
Fuck, I lost what I was gonna say.
Just thinking about Dallas cheeks, just getting whooped every.
Yeah, I don't know. It was there, but yeah, we got the Commanders winning. Definitely.
That's where this all started. Finish that.
And geez, no games are looking like they're supposed to be anything close to being close so far. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Carolina Panthers. Chiefs are 10.5-point favorites, and over under of 43.5. Another game where it's just the way the Chiefs should win this. And
Especially lost last week. Yeah. They're basically the NFL decided that they're going to sacrifice the Carolina Panthers. They're like, oh, you lost? Here you go. This is like in college when like Alabama lose to Georgia, and then the next week they have like, freaking
Harvard, Mercy State, Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, Glue Stick University, and they freaking get killed. That's what this game's going to be like. So Kansas City, all day.
Next, we have the Detroit Lions at the Indianapolis Colts, with the Detroit Lions predicted to win by 7.5 points and over under of 50.5. And Anthony Richardson did just look a lot better last week. Or the Jets just completely fucking suck because they fired their head coach, who was also a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah, we'll get into the Jets, I'm sure. The Detroit Lions might be the best team in the NFL, and they like to run the score up on people. So they will definitely win, and they will definitely go over. The Detroit Lions are going to completely butt fuck the Indianapolis Colts this weekend.
Ooh, that's a bit aggressive.
Yeah, they don't have the defense to keep up with them. They don't have the quarterback. Go over. They're definitely going to beat them by more than 7. So
you see this? We're on this side. This over here, this Dr. Pepper logo.
Yeah,
they're never going to be a sponsor. Not with filthy language like that, sir. Fucking, that's not allowed in Fansville. God damn it, you son of a bitch. You think in Fansville commercials they say shit like that? Butt fucking? They'll fucking say that in Fansville.
Yeah, they do. Well, they're going to now. This is going to be a hard. You know how sometimes they do a pop that's like an alcohol version of it? They're going to do a hard version of Dr. Pepper, and then they'll sponsor.
We don't do that here.
Well, they're about to, Robert. They're about to. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
All right. Next game. All right, we got the Denver Broncos. Wait, did we make a pick? The Lions and the Colts?
Yeah, the Lions. We did. I mean, we talked about Indianapolis Colts.
I can't convince you that the Colts win.
No.
Anthony Richardson played like Lamar Jackson.
I mean, he might have played like Freddie Jackson. I don't know about the guy beats the Jets, and then all of a sudden they're some shit.
Yes, obviously the Lions win. All right, next we got the Denver Broncos heading into Sin City, Las Vegas, playing the Raiders.
Yeah, so the Broncos are. Honestly, the Broncos are kind of, I think, one of the surprise teams in the NFL right now. Bo Nix looks better than I thought he was going to look. I'm picking LA, or not LA, Las Vegas. They're just waiting for the off season. So Denver all the way.
I mean, I do not think that my Raiders are just waiting for the off season. This is a team just laying in wait. I'm calling the upset. Raiders win this game. What do you think?
Who's the Raiders quarterback?
Gardner motherfucking Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
And every once in a while, we get that good Gardner Minshew game where he looks like an NFL quarterback.
He might
where he looks like highlight reel Patrick Mahomes for like 3 quarters. And we're going to get that for some reason this Sunday. Brock Bowers is going to get a touchdown. Raiders are going to win. That dude is a man.
Yeah. Where's the game at? The game's in Las Vegas?
The game is in Vegas.
I still pick the Broncos, but
it's a division game.
That it is. But the Raiders lose a lot of division games.
Can I at least convince you that the Raiders stay within 7.5 points?
Yes.
Okay. So we
I
can
don't
put
think
that
they
in our
get-
parlay.
I think they get blown out, but I could maybe
All
buy
right.
the Chiefs this year. That just seems like some wonky shit that would happen.
So we can put the Raiders. I mean, the odds are never mind. The odds are 6.5. Can we do it? 6.5. Do the Raiders stay within 6.5?
Sure. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I don't think the Broncos are good. I don't think the Broncos are like some prolific offense, but just Bo Nix is looking better lately. So I just don't see the Raiders winning many games this year. Unless they could play like Carolina and the Jets, like back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I don't see them winning many games this year either.
But you
but
think
I
this?
I do see them winning this week.
Hey, what you do with your own personal parlay is between you and the Almighty.
But I will. It's a risky one, so I will. If you don't want to go with it, I will go with you. We will throw the Broncos on the parlay, and I feel like we're like good cop, bad cop here, and like I'm trying to go for the upsets, and you just.
Hey,
I'm kind of thinking haymakers. I'm young Mike Tyson. I'm out here just boom, 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 boom. You're old Mike Tyson. Just
I'm ear biting Mike Tyson. I'm ready to go to prison for 3 years for something that I may or may not have done, and then come back and bite people's ear off.
so when's the biting the ear off? Next week? We doing that next week? We biting the ears off next week?
Yeah, yep. Next week, Thanksgiving time.
All right. Next we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. I assume you're going with the favorite on this one.
I want this game. I know they want this game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be good. I bet you it's going to be less than a touchdown, probably 3 points or less. I think it's going to be close. But I'm going Green Bay here. They're going to get the job done.
So we might get another fuck you Chicago moment this time to the 49ers.
Yeah. Oh my God. I as just a fan, I want this game so bad.
The poor kids in Chicago feeling that pain
Yeah.
and then more excitement in that exact moment.
Yeah. I'm just laughing in their misery.
And I do think this would be I think it's got to be a close game, right?
Yeah, I think this is gonna be one of those games. If whether you're a fan of the team or whatnot, you want to watch this game because these two teams.
You know what? Actually, I think Green Bay wins, and I think they win convincingly.
Hey,
I think
be mad.
Brock Purdy is not the quarterback that everybody thinks he is. The 49er fans are starting to realize it, and they're going to be turning on him soon. I think if the 49ers give him all that money with a new contract, it will be one of the biggest mistakes they ever make.
I think that the 49ers, what this really reminds me of is the 22 Packers, where they kept trying to push that team out. They just couldn't get it done. And they just kept trying to, put the same team out on the field. And then finally it just kind of like took a shit and they ended up not making the playoffs and they had to move on from Rodgers. I think that's what's going to happen with 49ers. Because if it's something where if they lose this game to the Packers, they have like a less than 20% chance of making the playoffs this year. So
I don't think they probably make the playoffs. Maybe they're not going to win the division.
Game with how many teams are in the NFC, they have like a 20%, like a teens chance to make the playoffs this year. So I mean, this is really because they're 5-7 right now. I think 5-6. I think.
Yeah, don't quote us on any records we say, or like if we say stats, don't quote us on that like it's real. We say things and we just pull it out of our asses sometimes.
Out of there. But no, I mean, I really feel like this is the last hurrah for that dominant San Francisco fighting.
Brock Purdy actually leads the league this year in fourth quarter, fourth down interceptions when trailing.
Well, hopefully we can help them out with some more this weekend. But I'm going Green Bay. I'm with you. I hope it's a Green Bay blowout victory, but I'm going to say it's going to be close, but I'm going Green Bay.
I think it's Green Bay by a touchdown. All right. Next, we move on to the team that I believe wins the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals, going up against the Seattle Seahawks. So I think this is a game where the Cardinals win. I think they're the better coach team. Murray actually has a coach for once, or for the first time in his career. And so far he hasn't hit that Call of Duty slump. And then Arizona's defense seems to be somewhat decent.
Yeah, Arizona kind of just came on out of nowhere, didn't they? Because they were like dog ass in the beginning of the year, and then they just
Man, I think we thought they sucked.
yeah. Well, I remember they played Green Bay and they got built to ass against them, and then they beat the Chargers. That actually cost me one of my parlays. So yeah, I agree with you. I think I mean Seattle, they did just have a really close upset win over the Niners last week. So I think it'll be a good game, but I'm with you. I'm picking Arizona. I think they're the best team in the NFC West.
Yes, sir. So we are in agreement on that one.
We're green too much. I mean, we did little disagree on the Raiders one, but I don't like when we agree too much.
I will have a secondary parlay where I have the Raiders winning, or at least covering. All right. Next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Rams. So we have the Eagles as 2.5-point favorites, an over-under of 48.5. This should be a pretty close game, and I guess we're going to see what the Rams really are.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm so up and down on the Rams. Like one week they look really good, and then the next week they don't. They're so inconsistent. So it's just so hard to. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I don't know about the Rams. Are they good? Are they not good? I don't know.
I thought last week that they were like the lock as far as spreads went to beat the Patriots by 4.5. And that game, they ended up doing it, but that game was way too close for way too long.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was definitely. They were on my parlay. So I was. Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't. You're right. I don't know about them, but I know about Philly. They're a good team, not a great team. Probably maybe a divisional round at best this year. I'm so interested to see because they just belt the ass the Commanders last week. So I'm just really interested to see what happens with that division. I don't think a team from the NFC East has won back-to-back since like I think 2007. Like it's been a long time. So I don't know if Philly's going to win that division or if Washington's going to sneak in. But I think Philly probably wins this weekend. There's a lot of is it in Philadelphia?
It is not.
Well, LA doesn't have fans anyway, so it's going to be mostly Eagles anyways.
But travel matters.
Yeah, East Coast teams going out to the West Coast.
I think it's actually a night game. I think it's a Sunday night game.
It's
a Sunday night.
Matthew Stafford in prime time.
That's late for the Eagles. That's a 8:20 start for the Eagles.
I mean, it's interesting because let's think about this. Who's a better quarterback, Matthew Stafford or Jalen Hurts?
Overall,
Yeah,
man,
not as a career, but right now.
I would probably have to go with Jalen Hurts right now.
So we could debate a little bit. I think Matthew's a better thrower than Jalen. I don't think that's.
Well, you didn't let me break it down. You just said overall quarterback.
Sorry,
You son of a bitch.
I was just giving you my answer. I'm giving you my answer. We're like a couple right now. We're talking through our feelings. Okay, I could see this. I don't think is comparable. Who's a better coach?
McVay.
Yeah, McVay. I think the Eagles guy is kind of a buffoon.
Probably a better coach than Sirianni.
I agree.
Whatever caller they called in and referenced my coaching career, not very nice.
That wasn't very nice at all. I think you've brought banners to women's flag football, youth flag football.
I don't know if I would go that far.
I've heard describe you as the Bill Walsh, the Bill Belichick, the Don Shula of youth women's flag football.
I don't think one person has ever said those words ever. But if one person, I would appreciate it. If I could get that plaque, as a matter of fact, with a picture of me, or I'm like running or I'm pointing, I'm doing some kind of a coach-like thing.
Looking very cool.
Top hat. I don't know. There's lots of. Anyways,
go back there. I have a rant I want to go on, but who are we going with?
So we was the better coach, and it wasn't Sirianni. That was the point.
I'm up in the air on that one, but
I like the Rams. I think the Rams win this one. Come on, you son of a bitch.
Hold on, real quick. Coop and Puka playing?
Yes, sir. Puka is playing.
Let's go Rams. They're going to take down the Eagles.
Yes, sir. You get one upset in here.
I mean, the Rams really have to win because they need to keep up pace with the Cardinals.
All right. And then Monday Night Football, we have brother versus brother. We have Harbaugh versus Harbaugh. We have the Ravens against the Chargers. Who wins it? We have the Ravens are 3-point favorites, an over-under of 50.5 points, which I believe is the highest over-under of the week. Tied for the highest over-under of the week. Wow. Kind of surprised about that one, but I can see it. What do you got? What are your thoughts? What are your thinks?
Who am I thinks? Well, the Chargers, that game against the Bengals was nuts. Like, they were trying so hard to.
Oh, that's the one where Chase let me down by half a yard.
I mean, yeah, because they went up on them, and then they just kept trying to let the Bengals get back in there. And then the Bengals were like, no, dude, you win this game. I don't want to win it. And then it just kept going back and forth.
But it was volleyball who didn't want to win.
Yeah, it really was. Especially with how the Ravens looked last week. I have a hard time imagining that they're going to lose back-to-back weeks. So I think it's going to be a good game. It's probably going to be one of the better Monday Night Football because most Monday Night Football games kind of suck.
Remind me, which brother has the Super Bowl ring?
That would be John Harbaugh. Ravens.
Jim probably doesn't like that.
No. He does have a national championship, though.
Not the same.
Is it, though? I mean, I don't know.
That's why Jim's in the NFL, and I think he wants to start off by beating his brother on Monday Night Football, and I think that is what he's going to do. And I think it is going to be by a good score. I think the Ravens defense is not going to be able to stop the Chargers offense. And I think the Chargers win by like 10 points.
You're crazy. I think the Ravens are going to win. I don't think the Chargers are going to win. Is the game in Baltimore or in LA? Once again, doesn't really matter because LA doesn't have fans.
This game is also in LA. LA has a Sunday Night Football game and then a Monday Night Football game.
So you're meaning on Sunday it's going to be filled.
I'm telling you, it does matter because it is, instead of being 6 o'clock, which is the kickoff time for me locally, it's, I believe, 8:15. It would be for the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't think.
So I mean,
the Chargers aren't going to be able to contain Derrick Henry, and they're not going to be able to contain Lamar Jackson. I think it'll be a good game, but I don't know. I don't see it. I see the Ravens winning. I feel like we're at a divide. I don't. Especially
I
when
think
Baltimore looked last week. Because they've only lost like 2 games, I think, the division games against the Browns and the Steelers. And then last week, the Chargers literally kept trying to give the game back to Cincinnati, who basically doesn't have a defense.
For some reason, I see the Chargers winning. So I guess we got to leave that one off of the parlay.
I think we are at an impasse. Maybe this would be a personal one where I could pick the Ravens, you could pick the Chargers, and then we see who's right.
We have a little bet,
Side bet.
Some kind of a no money on the line, but something. The loser has to do something stupid. This is the part where on a TikTok video we'll put options, let some people vote. Hopefully it looks and whoever loses. So I got the Chargers, you got the Ravens. Loser, something humiliating.
Humiliating.
All right, so after that, our parlay for the week, we'll have the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Minnesota Vikings, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Miami Dolphins, the Houston Texans, the Washington Commanders, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Detroit Lions, the Denver Broncos, the Green Bay Packers, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Los Angeles Rams to win. That is a plus 9,000 odds. So $10 will win you $901.37.
Making those bank accounts great again.
Yes, or $1.90. That's not that exciting.
No. I mean, that's like a tank of gas. Unless you live in California.
That in Biden's America.
Yeah, true.
But we're moving into Trump's America, so it should be cheaper now, right?
That's what they tell me.
Anyways. All right, so you had a rant.
Yeah, okay. I want to ask the TikTok community because I was watching classic NFL films the other day, and I was watching Tom Landry from the Dallas Cowboys. And then I started watching the sidelines this weekend, and you get these coaches that look like they should be bagging their freaking groceries. I hate the fact that coaches dress like fans, like dress like a damn professional. I miss the days back when coaches wore suits and ties that actually looked professional. They didn't look like some jack off in the stands spilling hot dogs and mustard all over themselves. Look, if you're Bill Belichick and you've won 8 Super Bowls, by all means, dress like a homeless bum. But I miss the days when it actually looked like you wore a tie. Even Mike Ditka would wear a damn tie. Like, hey, this is a multi-billion-dollar business here, and you're dressing like some freaking schlub who's cutting your freaking grass. Grow up.
Motherfucker, next time you show up on this feed, you better be in a suit and a tie.
You know
Sitting there
what?
with a hoodie and
I'm a
right
fan.
now.
I'm just a schlub. I'm a schlub out there cutting grass. If they were like, hey, you're gonna be in charge of, I don't know, Spotify or whatever. Yeah, I'd wear a damn tie every day.
You as a head coach, you're the leader of men. Yeah, if I see you with a suit and tie on the sideline, you look silly.
No,
You look
you,
like a silly
you
old
look
bitch.
you look like a professional.
You look like you should get like a sock full of soap and get swung on with it.
I'm sitting there, I turn on my TV, I see some jackass wearing a freaking hat and a freaking sweatshirt. Like, how does that, and what the hell is that?
You're describing Bill Belichick now, who you said was okay with it.
Once again, Bill Belichick is the exception.
But he started off that way. He didn't start off with a suit and then transfer down.
I feel like
I just like to play.
Andy Reid. Andy Reid probably, there aren't suits that could probably fit Andy Reid. So he can continue to wear his thing. But it just,
What's the commercial? What's he saying in the commercial over and over again?
I don't know, but I remember him with his little like fingers like, don't mind if I do. Try to grab the donuts or whatever. He definitely does look like that. Like he sees a donut on the table and he's like, don't mind if I do. Grabs it, takes a bite. He does seem like a fun guy.
I love Andy Reid, but as a Raiders fan, I don't like Andy Reid.
Yeah. So that's my thing though. I don't like coaches look like homeless bums. They should. I feel like we've gone on way too long, but that's just my rant.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So remember, when in doubt, cash out. Let's win some money this weekend. We'll probably see you guys early Saturday morning for a little Saturday parlay, college football shit. Until then, I don't know. Bye. Why are you still here? Fuck, shut it off. God damn it.
Get out of here.
All right.